Hey everyone, welcome to a quick video update that I want to do on the S&P 500. Just kind of talking about the sell-off that we've had the last 2 days and what I think is likely going to be happening over the next couple days here. Before I get into this, of course, I'm not your financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. It should be used for educational purposes only. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. Again, this is just my opinion on the market. I have been wrong before and I will be wrong again. That is just the nature of the beast. So I want to take a look basically going back to the lows of 2018, Christmas Eve 2018, we had, massive, excuse me, massive sell-off, right? And likely this looks so far, this looks very similar to how this started back in 2018. If we go back just a little ways here, we had lots of chop. So we had lots of chop here, and when this happened, that was basically the signal that we were going to be selling off. But moving up to it, we had basically a little bit of a trough here. Let me go ahead and outline this. We had a little bit of a trough here, and then we were making new highs, in a little bit of a channel. And so what we have right here, we have a little bit of a trough, and then we were making new highs in a smaller channel. And then, you know what happens next. So we had a sell-off and then relief, and then we start chopping, just absolute chop. It was awful. So then what we have here, we have a sell-off, right? And then now, are we going to be chopping here and then sell off again? Very, very possible that that happens. All right, so we're not going to know until it happens. But very likely that everything that's happening in the news with the coronavirus, everybody talking about it's going to get worse before it gets better, yada yada yada. I share that same mentality and that same thesis. But I also like to look at metrics, as you all know. Of course, I've got an indicator here that tells me that we are in for relief. Very likely this relief is going to occur over the next several days. So over the next several trading sessions, relief, whether it be in the form of green candles up to about 328 to 330, or if it's just in the in chopping here inside of this zone. Very important level for us to take out is this 320.50, 320 and 50 cents on SPY. Very important for us to overtake that level. I would be cautious because I do believe that we are probably going to be bottoming here, even if it is in the short term. Be cautious opening up any calls on SPY, but also be also cautious on opening up any puts. I would be interested in opening puts on a pullback, or if you see the chop start to occur as we did back here, very easy for you to see, okay, well, I've got a little bit of a channel here, and then I can, open up my puts at the top of this channel and, take profit along the way. Eventually it's going to keep going, but, you have that strategy where you're shorting, the top of a range, and then you're going to be, covering your shorts, down here at the bottom of the range. We still have yet to create a range, but if I had to guess, if I had to make a guess based off of this price action back here, we can go over to the left, we can see that we have the top created back here, and as far as the bottom goes, we have the bottom created back here as well. So if I needed to go back and look at the history to determine whether we are going to be creating a bit of a chop zone, my guess would be it's going to be based off of this level back here, and it's probably going to come all the way down to this level right here. It's a pretty big zone if you ask me, but again, I wouldn't be interested in opening any shorts here, because I think what ultimately is going to happen, we're going to come up here, and it's going to come up to about 330, then we're going to fall down again, maybe to about 306. Maybe it goes lower, maybe we tap into liquidity down there, maybe we get down here to the 50, and I'll talk about the 50 and the 382 here in a little bit, but likely we're going to come back up, and if we continue to just range here, on that third touch is likely going to be that last one before we go lower. So just keep an eye out for this. Keep an eye out for this. Oh yes, okay. So I also wanted to, looking at the 4-hour time frame, just take a look and see the technicals behind the pivot that we just had yesterday. Where did we stop? All right, so if you've been watching my video for any amount of time, I like to use trend-based Fibonacci extension tool. So basically, I'm measuring this move here, Okay, so we've got our first move. I'm not going to call it a 1. I'm not going to call it an A. I'm not going to call it a W. I'm just going to say this is our first move. And then we had our first pullback. And so that's what I'm measuring. We got a little over the 100. We extended over the 100 just a little bit. We pulled back and we hit the 618 almost perfectly. Okay, so we had basically a good measured move, a 100% measured move, just a little bit of throw over, but we came back down here to the 618 perfectly. And we found some support there. Also, if you take your fib tool and you go from the bottom, which was down here at about 273, I have it tapped off here 272.98, but it's generally speaking the bottom of this pivot back here. And then take it to the top, which we have about 340 right up here. We came back to, and I'm on a log scale, we came back to the 382 almost perfectly. The 382 is here at about 312, and we bottomed out. Let me make sure I get this right here. We bottomed out at 311.69. So that was a good bottom as well. And again, we're seeing some relief on this. I do think that over the next several trading sessions, we're probably going to continue to get a little bit of relief here. And that would be expected after the Dow and the S&P have had as significant of a drop as they have over the last couple days. You can see here we've dropped 6.3%, 6.4% on the S&P since that very first red, the most significant red day. From the top, we've gone down, about 8%, and that's a pretty significant drop for an entire index here. So I would say more than likely we're going to pull back. Now again, I'm going to use my fib tool here and determine where the high probability for this pullback is going to be. And what I'm seeing here is, we're looking for a pullback to about 325, maybe to 328, somewhere again in this zone. I'm going to move this down here between the 50 and the 618. This is going to be where I think we're probably going to pull back to. And if we're taking a look at this proposed chop range, this fits perfectly because this is right here at the top of the range. And so this would be really great for us to push up into, and let's just see what this might look like. Probably going to be an A, B, C up into this range, and then we're going to see another A, B, and C back down. Target for this is going to be about 305. 305. So maybe we create this range a little bit lower. I could see that. We've got a good cluster over here on the left that we should probably be paying attention to, which is right here, this previous top, and then we broke through. And then more than likely we come back down, probably going to overextend a bit, come back down here to the 302 level, and then I think that that's probably where we're going to get our next bounce. So keep an eye on these levels, keep an eye on these ranges. But in the meantime, we'll continue to have our good conversation. We've got in our Discord, we've got good chat rooms talking about crypto. We've got good chat rooms talking about the traditional markets as well. So we'd love to have you there. If you'd like to be part of our little community, just throw in a comment in the chat. I'd be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. It doesn't cost anything to be part of our community. Lots of good, level-headed individuals that are just chatting, talking about making money, losing money. It's the name of the game. All day long. And if this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening. Stay happy, stay healthy.